Is in. How's it going? What kind of surgery you care, Sharon? It's all right if you don't wanna. Oh, I've been talking this whole time. I thought you had responded. Fucking me. To help with your pancreas issues. I hope it all goes well. I hope you have a speedy recovery afterwards. I'm sure it'll all be fine. Hello, little Leandra. I said hello, but my mute was mic'd. And the banners are real time, except for the subs count. The subs count only shows it in tens. Sometimes it'll show the actual number for a minute, and then it'll go back down to tens for some reason. But it always shows in tens. Followers are real time. Subs, the most current sub should be correct. I don't know if it is. I don't know if it actually is, but usually it's correct. So my wife was the last one to resub, so it should be my wife's name, not Bunny's. I think. So close enough to real time. Yeah, basically. The follow count on Twitch is real time. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I have to go fix it, but like usually it works fine. Usually it works fine. Gotta send everyone the fucking thing. Boop. Me spamming all these chats because I stream every day. You have notifications on. Hell yeah. I still at everyone on the Discord so everyone knows. Not everyone over there pays attention, and that's fine. Or has notifications on. You do you, right? Everyone does things differently. That's one thing I want to fix about my model. Anyway, it's me, Johnny Joestar. Is it Johnny Joestar? I don't recognize your name, outside of the fact that it's, oh, Crazy Cat. Wow, it's been 1 billion years. You missed me? Thank you. I think, didn't I ban you for something? It's fine. I'll forgive you this once. You miss bullying me too? Hell yeah. I don't know if it was you or someone else with a similar name, but I banned someone for spam because they wouldn't stop. But I'll forgive you this once if it was you, and if it wasn't, it's fine. VV, you bred a Anubis army? Hell yeah. But yeah. Welcome back regardless. For now. We're gonna do some Chrono Story today, by the way. And then we're gonna probably stream again tonight, and we're gonna do more Undertale. Or Deltarune. Underrune. Delta Tale. Yeah. We're gonna finish chapter 4 today, probably. Tonight, but not right now. That's tonight. Right now is Chrono Story. Bunny can make it tonight, but not right now. My wife's at work. She got called in today. Hell yeah. Isn't that nice? Finally. Finally. It's fine. Finally because she was worried. Hopefully they work her to the bone today. You remember you used to fall asleep to my streams? You did? I'm sure you did. I remember you popping in from time to time. But it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Nothing has changed, by the way. Same guy, same thing, same days, same streams, same dingus. We still get Carla in here sometimes, not super often as much. We get Bunny in here more often than Carla these days. You don't typically sleep. I understand that. I sleep. With the fishes. No, I don't. But I sleep. I didn't get that great of a sleep last night. Yeah, a very strong army. Yes, have them do the little booty dance at enemies until they all die. In that game. Right? That's those ones, right? The cat ones? Or Anubis is the dog one. I don't remember. I don't know. I haven't really played that game very much. You have more coins. Back in your day, we could only throw rocks. Yeah, we have more stuff that you can do on Twitch now. You could do this. I don't know if this was here when you were here. I'm sure it was, but you can do this now. There it is. Wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. It wasn't? Well, whatever. It's there now. You can also turn me black and white. And then you could also summon Kermit the Frog or McMurphy's, but those are kind of expensive. Black and white, relatively inexpensive. Regular me. You can also steal my outline if you want. But I don't like it when people do that. Do you have cuss words censored or no? Because you had something with and go through. That's YouTube, Zen. YouTube does that. I don't censor it. YouTube will censor it. YouTube's a fucking bitch. I look terrifying, black and white. This is my outfit. This is my outfit for Undertale or Deltarune. My Deltarune outfit. In general, oh. Well, I figured I looked pretty cool and not terrifying at all. There's stuff about my model I'd like to fix. Like, when I smile deep and then look down. I kind of get a double chin. But you can see how I want it to be. If I smile and look down, double chin, right? But if I turn on this, no double chin. I want it to look like that, except in color, in Technicolor. You're still a monkey. True. You said insomnia, bitch. Insomnia, bitch. Yeah. But not censored. I understand. That's YouTube. That's YouTube, Zen. YouTube does that. I don't like it. I usually tell people, like, if you're getting censored on YouTube, YouTube's being a fucking asshole again. Come to Twitch. It's fine. Not a big deal. If you don't want to censor yourself, it's fine. But it's YouTube can be a fucking dickhead. Merpsy, yep. Still gay too? Hell yeah. You're still gay? Hell yeah. Or are you calling me gay? Because I'm not. I'm married to a woman, and I love her, and I like her boobies. So, still ugly as hell, me? Oh. It's Crazy Cat. They haven't been here in a billion years. I think we banned them for some reason, but I've forgiven them because I can't remember what it was, and I'll keep an eye on it. I still have a dollar fit. Crazy Cat. I can't remember if they got banned or not. It doesn't matter if they did or not. I'm gonna forgive it for now because I don't fucking remember. I think it was spam related, and if they do it again, they'll get banned again, but it's fine. It's fine for now. Boy, bye. Okay, see you later, Beef. Thanks for coming. You just don't think they should be censored outright? Take the context, not the words. I agree with that. I agree with that. I totally agree with that, Zen, but I can't control YouTube. YouTube's a fucking bitch. It's like anything else. There's a time when it's appropriate and a time when it isn't. Look, if I flagged my streams for 18 plus specifically, and then also flagged it in the title. Really? Kraz wasn't a mod back then? Really? Weird. Crazy Cat. It's Crazy Cat. Joe Star here is Crazy Cat. I think I banned them at one point. It's fine now. I don't care. Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. I feel like they were here after that, but I don't remember. If I flagged all the flags on YouTube to make it 18 plus specifically, it would work fine. You're the unk to this stream? Kind of. There's a couple unks on this stream, for sure. There's a couple unks. Were you here during the Steffi days, Cat? Were you here during the Steffi days? Earlier than that? Yes, Steffi was here. Steffi hasn't been here in like 300 plus streams, so it's been a long time. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Must have fucking died. You are a vet. You are a veterinarian, Kraz. Yeah. You showed up like around the time I started numbering my streams, which happened in like the 70s. Not like the year of the 70s, the 70s of number of stream. Anyway, you get it. Yeah, if I flagged everything for 18 plus, it would stop happening, Zen. But it would also suppress my channel, and you probably wouldn't even get a notification if I was live, because YouTube's a bitch. Here, I'll tell you a little anecdote. I once flagged my stream. Yeah, I've been streaming since 1996. Yeah, 1969, 1967. I'll give you an example. I once flagged my stream for 18 plus, and it demonetized it, and said it wasn't, and it said it wasn't safe for advertisers, which means YouTube explicitly wants to advertise to kids, which is some bullshit. Because if it's 18 plus, it means they specifically want to advertise to kids, which is not a good look, YouTube. Can you give me a possible quest to do? Like what do you mean? You can give me a request, but I might not do it. In fact, I probably won't do it, to be fair. In fact, I probably will not do it. Nope. I don't touch Roblox with a 69-foot pole. Ever. If Bunny, I bet Bunny has played that. But Bunny would probably play that for you. Bro saw things. Me? No. Just that Roblox is lame and stupid. I refused to play it when it was semi-popular before all the shit went down in it. Because the art style of the game looks like hot ass. The thing looks like hot ass. So I refused to play it back then. And then it got like fucking that was definitely me and not a skinwalker. Definitely totally regular me and not a skinwalker. Controlled remotely by someone named Bunny Teeth. Definitely not that. But yeah, I will not be playing any Roblox games ever. I refuse. I don't support stuff that monetizes games like that, and I don't support stuff that doesn't do anything about.
It's like looking into the face of an angel,
kids.
Andy. It's too much for humans.
You don't come back from infinity, Andy.
You don't come back from infinity, Andy. You don't come back from infinity, Andy. I'm gonna get the game open. If anyone cares. Krasmatic Convoy, how's the Cum Factory treating you today? How's the Cum Factory treating you today, my friend? sure you're like on a little break. I await your response. Trash day was today. You took the day off? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Surprise Thursday. Took the trash out last night. I forgot to bring the trash can up. It's outside. I'm gonna do that after the stream. So I don't feel like doing it right now, and I'm upstairs, and I don't wanna. I'd be gone for 5 minutes if I did it. So I'm not gonna do that right now. No. I mean, I could actually still be here if I was doing it, which would be weird. I just wouldn't be able to respond to chat, really. So now you get to watch me talk about Chrono Story mechanics for 3 hours straight. Hell yeah, your favorite. Dingus words to hurt your brain? For sure. Let's not spam the chat, though. You're gonna be lurking? That's fine, Zen. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. If you're lurking regardless. You can always pipe in on things if you want to tell me stuff. I'll respond as often as possible. I know I'm not super responsive when I'm playing like Deltarune, generally speaking, unless we're like in like a talking moment where we're doing lore shit. But I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. You're gonna be lurking in my walls. My walls are thick plaster. They're not hollow, just thick ass plaster and wood. You've turned into goo. Get me out? No, you did this to yourself. You got into my wall. Figure it out. Or suffocate. I'm gonna get the game open. I'm gonna get wrong one. I'm gonna get the game open. I'm normal. I don't know what you're talking about. Dooby-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm my own evil twin. Whenever I wanna be. Okay? I can get serious whenever I want. Watch me remove my outline. I like my outline, though. My outline is good. My outline is good. Specific, special, not in the good way when you do that face. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, let's not make fun of that. Yeah, kinda, right? I'm pretty sure. It's just design. It's my design aesthetic. My design aesthetic. It's called character design, sweetheart. Ever heard of it? I'm glad you like it. They turned out good, I think, when I made it. 1,000,000 years ago. Boo, 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 boo. That's why I'm keeping an eye on it, Kraz. That's why I'm keeping an eye on it. Oh, my inventory's pretty full. Let's sell it. But yeah, Krez, I have a few people like on my blacklist of people that I wouldn't allow back after being banned. And then like there's memorable people like Crazy Cat was here for a while, and I remember their name. I remember that I think I banned them for whatever reason. I think it was spam related. Yeah. And I think it's generally fine for the most part. I think they're over 18. Oh yeah, that's what it was. The spam following. They disregarded my rule of following and unfollowing so they could throw stuff at me. Which means you were definitely a mod back then, Kraz. You were definitely a mod back then. Absolutely. Because Kraz was here and was a mod before I got tits. But that's alright. Just don't do it again. You're not on my blacklist of people that I have banned permanently for specific offenses. Tits, which is Twitch integrated throwing system. It allows you to throw rocks at me. That was a thing I had already when Kraz was here and was a mod. I'm pretty sure I added that around like stream 150-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah. I didn't make it. Whoever came up with a Twitch integrated throwing system and the way that they named it is very funny. Very funny. Very good naming sense. No complaints. 10 out of 10. Excellent naming sense, in my opinion. Doody doody doo. Doo 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 doo. Lots of sharks today, huh? How are people playing here? Like on Chrono Story right now? Chrono Story is a little bit in a down period right now, and it's a weekday at a time when the United States doesn't have that many people playing. Yet even so, we have currently online like 300 players-ish, which is lower than what it normally is because it's a weekday at a time when people are at work, and we're in a down period. People are waiting for Bote, the single dev of the game, to try and fix some stuff with the game that has been kind of bugging players for a bit. It's been bugging me as well. There's no gun to shoot me if you have enough points now. You can throw rocks. You can throw pipes. There's the pipes, which was there when you were here, I think. There's the cheaper anniversary one, which I should probably get rid of at some point soon. Probably will. So get used to it while you can. Because my anniversary was like 100 days ago almost now. April. It was in April. End of April, but still. No, keep it. I might rename it and keep it. I might rename it and keep it, Grez. If I'm gonna keep it, I'm renaming it. Because it's no longer a. Check my posture, pal. Ow. My posture's fine. I always have a good posture when I'm streaming. Need to be ergonomic, you know what I mean? I know what I said. I even said it a second time to emphasize what I said. My mouth didn't want to make the L sound at that moment, and I understand. Wronger. Do 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 do.
That's why we love our dog. Love you, babe.
Love you, babe. Love you, babe. God, people don't interact with that stuff enough. People throw rocks and pipes a lot, but like my other stuff where it does like the sound bites, very, very seldom do people actually use those. So it's actually pretty rare. Which is kind of a good thing for narrative games like Deltarune. But like, that doesn't even happen in not Deltarune. It's usually regulars that use it for sure, and even they don't use it very often. My wife likes the wee 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 the most. Like when she's here, she uses wee 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 whenever she remembers it exists. Unless she's chatting. If she's chatting, she doesn't use wee wee wee. Like if she's in the talking chat with me on screen, then she doesn't use it very often. But when she's in the chat, like where you're at, Kraz, then she uses it a lot. Because she loves the wee wee wee. It makes her laugh every time. Wee wee wee. Wee wee wee. Yeah. I need to add more. I need to add more sound bites that you can do. We got the fart with reverb. What else could I do, Kraz? Any other good ideas? What other sound bites could I add, Kraz? Tell me to eat it. Okay, got it. Understood. We could always add the vine boom. That's really dumb though. And not like in a funny way, just kind of dumb, just in general. Add the weird route sound effect. Whenever I say something sus, someone redeems the weird route sound effect. That could be a good one. What do you think? Think that could work? Yeah, I think so too. I'll probably figure it out and add that. I also want to add more little gifs and things that can appear. Like drink water and eat it with the eating sand gif. I want more. I want more stuff like that. We have to add breakdancing Lancer, of course, at some point. I don't know why. I just feel like it should be a thing. Level 93. Spell Boaster. I'm gonna skip this song, actually. I'm gonna skip this song. Night Market. What we got? Castle Wars? No. Ooh. Sure. We'll do the Orbis Tower. Why not? I like Orbis Tower. Do I have full inventory again? I just sold my inventory. Gosh darn it. God dang it, Bobby. God dang it, Bobby. So how's your day been so far, Kraz? How's your day off been, my friend? How's the day off been? How's the wife? How's the kids? Pretty good? That's good. Love to hear it. Love to hear everything's doing well, at least. Wife's gone, took the kids. Well, that's great. You weren't happy with them anyway. They can go live with their stepdad, Chuck, for all you care, right? Mike, tear down my kids, for sure, for sure. Hello, Carla, welcome in. Oh, we're doing more Deltarune tonight, by the way. We're doing more Deltarune tonight, likely. As, according to Bunley. According to Bunley, we're doing more Deltarune tonight. Yeah. No spoilers, my friend. No spoilers. I heard it's pretty good, I think. I heard it's pretty good, I remember. There's a lot going on. Obviously, no spoilers. Obviously. Otherwise, I will strip you of your mod duties and beat your ass. I would never do spoilers. The only time I would do spoilers is if I'm joking and the spoiler is a meme and not real. I'm not a big X-Men guy, but I do like Spider-Lord. I do like the Spider-Lord. The X-Men series is usually done by Sony, and I'm not a big fan of the Sony movies. I feel like they're way too over the top and they kind of miss a lot of beats, in a way. Like over the top in like kind of a boring way, in my opinion. But the main reason I have a aversion to X-Men movies in general is because they have too many characters and they have to focus on a whole bunch of characters at once, which makes it so not one character really gets much screen time, so it's not very entertaining. It's the same reason why I think, like, yeah, the Avenger movies are fun, but there's just too many characters all at once. For the most part. Too many heroes competing for the spotlight. See you later, Kara. Tonight, probably. Spider-Man's goated as fuck. In an ideal world, Kraz, who do you think would be the best person to play Spider-Man? In an ideal world, which actor do you think, or actress, you do you think would be best to depict Spider-Man? If you think it's Tom Holland, that's fine. I'm okay with that choice. But if you think it's someone else, I want to hear it. And you can't say Danny DeVito because we know that is correct. But I want your opinion that isn't Danny DeVito. Is it easy to get to 4th job in this server? For sure. Absolutely. Level 50 to 70 is the hardest level range, depending on class. No. Can't be Arnold either. Can't be Arnold either. Probably one of the actual Spider-Mans. It's pretty easy. Do you know how many hours it'll take for a new player? It takes like a week or two. For a brand new player, generally speaking, of casual play. If you're playing like 8 hours a day, you're gonna get there in less than a week. Like, you know. Of course, it doesn't take too long at all, man. It's really good. Really relatively quick. If you're playing like a fire poison mage, you'll get there so fast, you know? Corsair gets there relatively fast too, because their flamethrower makes them like insanely speedy. Of course, 4th job sucks on a Corsair, and I wouldn't recommend a Corsair to my worst enemy right now until they fix it. But still, Prime Toby? Yeah, okay, you know what? You're right. That's pretty good. I would love to see Prime Young. You know who my dream pick for Spider-Man would be, Kraz? You want to know my dream pick? In a perfect world where you could pull an actor out of the past. Let's grab Michael J. Fox from when he did Back to the Future. Did you miss it because of the lag? I said let's grab Michael J. Fox from back when he did Back to the Future. I feel like that at that point in time, like he is Spider-Man, really, if you think about it. If they made a Spider-Man movie in the 80s, it would have been Michael J. Fox. You know? That would work. I know, right? It's the one that always comes to mind for me, right? Because it's like perfect. It's perfect. Everything about it's perfect. He's awkward. He's short. He's thin. Teenager era. When he was a teenager. Fucking has the perfect voice for it and is funny. Yeah, no, that's the guy. That's our guy. That's Spider-Man. Too bad. Too bad. Never will happen because it literally can't. The only thing Michael J. Fox does now is he does voice acting because he can't do regular acting for obvious reasons. If he does any acting at all, at any point in time. Unfortunate, yep. Unfortunate. That's my dream. The dream pick. For modern day actors, like I don't really like any of them that much. I was gonna say Nicolas Cage for modern day actors, but he's already Spider-Man, so I mean, twice. Same Spider-Man, but whatever. He's already Spider-Man. OG Michael J. Fox, that's a good pick right there. I know, right? How's bossing? There will be more bosses in the near future as well. Papillitis is a little underwhelming right now. The game is going through some growing phases. Ever since 4th Job came out, people are a little bit upset with some of the classes, especially the bossing classes, because of how current grinding works. Bote is just one dev, so he has to do it all himself, and he's balancing everything. I feel like once we get out of the growing phase, pains phase right now. Oh, hey, Squid Kid, I'm doing great. Once we get out of this growing pains phase, I'd give it a month or two. It'll be great. You're here for bullshit? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Squid Kid. Papillitis is fun. Not super hard. Not super easy. Mostly because most of the players that are actually participating in bossing are over-leveled. But we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well. Either Bote is gonna fix everything pretty quick, and everything's gonna be good, or in the next 6 months, a better server is going to come out. I hope not. I hope Bote fixed it because I love Chrono Story. I want this game to be very, very good. But right now, it's like it's better than the other choices on MapleStory Worlds. But I've already found a private server that I think would be more fun, in my opinion. I can't stream it. I don't play games if I'm not streaming. So your dream pick is you because you're a superhero already. I mean that literally. You wear a suit and help. As a superhero, dealing with pain. Yeah, of course. You, and you're 18. Wow, you're 18? You're way younger than I thought you were, Zen. I thought you were like in your 30s, easily. Talking about all the health issues, knee pain, back pain, all these hobbies that you're able to afford. Crazy for 18. Crazy for 18. Awesome crazy. No, you're just that guy? I can see that. I can see that. You're definitely that guy. How might you get it? It's on MapleStory Worlds. If you look at MapleStory Worlds and you sign up through MapleStory Worlds, you can play Chrono Story through that. Yeah, it's MapleStory Worlds is kind of like it's like Mario Maker or like Roblox, but with MapleStory assets. So people recreate MapleStory servers, MapleStory experience in it. This is a whole old school MapleStory game, and you can play it through there. There's a couple other servers that aren't quite as good in my opinion. In fact, most of them aren't as good. Even though this one has some growing pains to go through right now. You thought this dude was Iron Man. Turns out he's actually Spider-Man. For sure, right? Iron Suit Spider-Man. You get your materials from scavenging? Hell yeah. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it, absolutely. We just got to 94. We're already at 20%. And I just got the level. But you know, how old are you? I'm guessing in your 20s, most likely. Like early 20s, I would guess. My main demographic is 18 to 23, so you're probably in that range. If you're younger, you're banned. If you're older, that's fine. The demographic of people who play MapleStory specifically, generally speaking, are in their 30s though, like early to mid 30s. So, anyone that's coming in for the Maple Story stuff, probably like 30, I would guess. If not a little bit older than that. But I would guess, because my main demographic, you're probably between 18 and 23. Oh yeah, they did? That's unfortunate. They changed, I had a pair of shoes I got from Vessi. If you know of that brand, the waterproof shoes, whatever. There was like the trend on YouTube to fucking upsell to people back like 6 years ago. I had a pair of those. I got them about 6 years ago, and they were great. They were fantastic. I wore them out, and they finally gave out on me like a couple weeks ago. They finally gave out on me a couple weeks ago. My mom decided to gift me a new pair. Same kind, same brand. They were too small. I had to return them. And then I got another one that was the same size as my previous pair. They came in white for some reason, despite me ordering them in black. So they're not ideal. And they changed how they are now. So now they're not as comfortable or as nice. They cut all the corners just like every pop-up internet company ever does. They cut a bunch of corners, and I would never buy from the company again. Yeah. Those shoes lasted me 6 years. These new shoes, I can't imagine them lasting me more than a year. $21, good guess. Hell yeah. Yeah. Kraz is also around 21. I wouldn't recommend the Vessi shoes. What they did to cut corners on this was they changed the soles. So before, the soles were these like slip-proof flat soles with like ridges in it, which was really nice. It made walking on anything really nice. These ones now have like the little like pleated things, like little around pleated areas, which is annoying on any shoe in my opinion, unless you're going golfing or something. Unless you're going golfing or something like that, they're very annoying. But they also did this fucking dumbass thing. So, in order to cut costs even further, not only did they skimp on the materials for the soles of the shoes, they also skimped even more on the materials. They have this big oval cutout in the heel, where they put the name the Vessi logo in there, right? But it's like the whole sole of the shoe is gone in that area, essentially, up until the Vessi logo. So it's like this like quarter to half an inch like divot in the shoe that like you take a step on something flat and your shoe just suction cups to the fucking ground for a second, and it's annoying every step. They were also too tight. They changed how they fit on your feet, which you should never do if you own a fucking shoe company. Don't change how they fucking fit. So they were way too tight. I had to take out the insoles for them to be comfortable. You shouldn't have to take out the insoles on a shoe to make it comfortable. You're 18, just oddly skilled teenager. What happens to have health problems? No, of course. Everyone's different. It's just based on your expertises, the interests that you have, and the health issues. I figured 30s. That's usually when that kind of stuff usually catches up to people. How do you feel about live slop on YouTube? What do you mean? After all, if you're 1 in a billion, there's 8 of you. That's basically kind of, yeah. You're gonna have very similar people like you in 8 billion people, and then there's gonna be like I think 1 other person in the world is gonna look and sound just like you as well. They might not have the same hobbies, but they're gonna look and sound like you. Which is weird. But explain what you mean by live slop on YouTube. Would you consider my content live slop on YouTube? This dude's like 3 years younger than you and way cooler. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm just kidding. You're fine. People on vertical lives covered in peanut butter and begging for gifts. That's just me, though. What are we talking about? That's just me. What do you mean? I'm covered in peanut butter as we speak. And I am on vertical. And I am constantly begging for gifts. I don't know what you're talking about, Squid Kid. That's just me. Don't forget to donate and play Raid Shadow. No, I'm just kidding. I would never in a million years watch any of that content willingly. But to those who do fucking and contribute to it existing in the first place, like, you do you, man. Fucking, are you okay? Is everything all right at home? It's crunchy peanut butter. I mean, at least it has texture, right? Yeah, I would never do that in a million years. Even though I'm currently covered in crunchy peanut butter. No relation. No relation. I just do that. I'm a VTuber, so I can be covered in crunchy peanut butter. And no one would know. Unless I told you. And I just told you. But that doesn't change our dynamic whatsoever. You don't have to think any differently of me. I'm the same VTuber I was 5 minutes ago. Poor bastards. About the other 7 of you. Yeah, right. You don't have to think differently of me. I'm the same guy at heart. I'm just the same guy covered in peanut butter, and that's fine. It's different because you're not watching someone where you can see the cover of peanut butter. This is my hobby and my hobby alone, and I won't be showing any pictures, I swear. Unless you go to my OnlyFans, in which case... I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. What you do in the comfort of your own home ain't your problem unless it's hurting anything. Correct, I agree with that. Does my wife know you're covered in peanut butter, talking to random people watching me play Chrono Story? How much is the peanut butter? You know, that's our main monthly expense, by the way. It's the peanut butter. No one talks about how hard it is to be a VTuber these days. And the thing that's hardest about being a VTuber is the peanut butter expense, you know? We in the VTuber community call it the peanut butter tax. Unless you're covered in peanut butter from head to toe, you just don't get views. It's just as a VTuber, you know. That's just how VTubing works, and it's our biggest expense. I'm losing money every month just on the peanut butter that I use to cover myself with. And I'm a relatively big guy. It takes you know, I go through like a jar like a jar of Costco peanut butter, like the big jar from Costco, once every like 3 days, because I stream every day. And now that I'm streaming twice a day, I'm a lot of the time I'm like going through peanut butter even faster. And my wife thinks I'm crazy, but I mean, like, it's perfectly normal in the VTuber community, and it's just how it works. Okay. Don't judge any VTuber for being covered from from head to toe in peanut butter. Okay. Don't do that. That'd be rude. Judgmental even. It's part of our identity as VTubers. Mainly got a runner's build. But yeah, fairly broad. Oh, whoever that was, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I stream every day. Lots of Chrono Story stuff. Lots of peanut butter. We're lurker friendly, so it doesn't tell me who followed, just that someone did. I can check the analytics if I wanted to. I don't have them open right now, but I could check who followed that way. But I'm not going to shout you out unless you want to be. You don't have to make yourself known if you don't want to. Yeah, I have like dad bod. I'm kind of shaped like Jim Carrey's The Grinch from The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, the live action one. I'm shaped like that. Not as much hair though. I have a lot of hair on my head, but everywhere else, obese, critical. No. Just like mildly overweight. You know, I've got like a beer belly, but I don't drink beer. I don't drink alcohol. You know, just like every man in their 30s, I have a beer belly. It's also part of the VTubing identity. If you don't have a beer belly, you're not really a VTuber, you know? Level 95, by the way, level 95. We're about to hit an ad on Twitch in about 2 minutes-ish. Just so you know. Call the cops. Call the cops, Squid. That's just kind of how it works. Throw the book at them. That's an expensive piece of medical equipment. So call the cops. They destroy them. Dare I say vaporize? I agree. Anyone who comes up and steals a person's prosthetic leg, assuming you have a prosthetic leg, if someone comes up and steals your leg, and they're not a friend of yours, yeah, no, throw the fucking book at them. I don't care if they're kids; they gotta fucking learn to not do that. Gotcha, Squid. What's your rant, Zen? Let's hear it. Let's hear your rant, Zen. I'm all ear. I have a singular ear, and it's all there, and I'm ready for it. Middle schoolers are fucking losers. I agree. And there's the ad. I don't know who that is. Like the real life superhero dude that's just a crazy guy in a ski mask, essentially. That Phoenix Jones. There's a lot of fraudsters who use charity and public acts to seem like they're heroes in general, so they can sell supplements and drugs to people. Perfectly normal human behavior right there, and it's also you know, people like that should go to jail. It's just how it is. To be fair, a lot of them do. It's usually where like rug pull coins come from. It's the Logan Pauls of the world. You know what I mean? That guy's just another Logan Paul. I'm doing the peanut butter reveal. Yep. Showing off my peanut butter covered taint. Yep, definitely. On stream, as we speak. We've had to work so hard to fix that. Look, man, it's anyone who goes out and becomes a real life superhero like that and isn't doing it specifically for charity or for helping children in particular, or is doing it for children specifically to help children specifically, is probably a fraudster and is doing it for some kind of self-gain. If you're doing it just for fun, that's fine. It's fine. I'd recommend finding a charity or something to help with in that case, just to get out of that stigma. But it's just like with how the world is right now. If it was the 80s, that kind of thing would be perfectly fine. But in the internet age, most people are doing it just to get clout in some way. You know what I mean? So they can then make money and then never have to work again. That's the main mentality there. Unfortunately, if you're doing it because you love to do it or because you love helping people, that's great. Most people aren't doing that because they love to help people, or doing it and aren't doing it to help people. They're doing it to line their wallets in some way. They're being a clown in a circus act, and that's all it is. You're they're that kid who eats ants on the playground, and then everyone gives them their juice boxes. Yeah, I heard about that one. I heard about that one. The climate change dude. Not Captain Planet, but the superhero dude. The climate change one. From like the late 80s. And he was right. Aran when I want it so bad, Puka. I want it so bad. Captain Ozone for sure. By the way, you didn't lose the leg due to an accident. You lost it due to being born, but people still give you sympathy and shit. I wasn't giving you sympathy. I was just saying that if you have a prosthetic leg and someone stole it, and it doesn't matter if they're kids or an adult, if they took it without your permission, call the cops. That's just standard protocol. So I wasn't giving you any sympathy. I didn't ask. There's people who live normal lives all the time without specific limbs. That's fine. Pisses you off? People feel empathy, and it's fine. I want Aran so bad, Puka. I was like, man, like there's a couple private servers out there that have Aran. I would love to play them on stream because Chrono's Story right now is in this weird growth period that I'm a bit annoyed by. I want to keep playing it, but I also don't because of this weird growth period. I know I want to finish out my Ice Lightning Mage, and then I'm going to stop playing this game until we either have more character slots or we have Aran. Whichever comes first. It'll probably be the character slots, because the character slots seem to be coming soon. In a similar boat. But I can't. It's not like I can switch to a private server. You can't stream private servers. You can get demonetized or even banned on Twitch and YouTube for streaming private servers. Yeah, Squid, absolutely. If I could, I'd try one of them out. Because there is one that I had my eye on. I'm like, but I'm a streamer. I don't play games if I'm not streaming. Damn it. And I can't stream it. And all the other private server, or all the other world servers are like, cool, guess what? We're all old school servers. We don't have anything. There's only so much you can optimize about killing newts with a marksman. I mean, you could join a Rex party, but Rex parties always want marksmans. If you're a bowmaster, I'd be like, man, you're kind of screwed. But like with a marksman, at least you can join Rex parties if you want to go to high levels. I'd recommend just making a new character and playing some other classes and trying them out. In the meantime, while we wait for the kind of growth pains to go away, you're gonna go play Undertale. Have fun, Squid. I'm here every day, so if you want to stop by anytime, well, not anytime, but whenever I'm online, any day. Have a good rest of your day, man. I'll be back tonight, by the way. We're gonna be doing some more Deltarune tonight. We're gonna finish out Chapter 4 for the second time. Even considering a beginner, there is a really good weapon for beginner. I think you can get it at like level 70 or something like that, which has like 300 attack or some shit, but it's very slow. It has a 9 speed, so that sucks. But I mean, whatever. What are you gonna do, right? Yeah, the ultimate mop. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it, in my opinion. I kind of want to try the next class I might want to try. I'm either going to go with Paladin, or I'm going to go with Cleric, or I'm going to go with Bandit. One of those three. But I won't be able to do it until we have more character slots. I'm not going to make a third account to fit more characters on this account, right? Or to make more characters. Because I already have 2 full accounts right now. We need more character slots. Hopefully that'll be the next thing Bote does. It looks like the next thing he's going to do is guilds, which is the dumbest decision ever. Because guilds is just a social thing. It's literally just a social thing. I know it can be fun for social things, but it is a non-update. I would save the non-updates for when people are more happy with the game. You know? Doo-ba-dee-doo. There's more important things to focus on, for sure. I know people would say the same thing about character slots. I'd like more character slots because I want to make more characters. I'd say the same thing with that. I think fixing up Papulatus, making it more good as a boss, giving more areas for the bossing classes to train, or at the very least fixing the classes that are struggling and making them more fun after 4th job. You know, like if you don't address these issues, it's just gonna kill the game. And I feel like it's already really affecting the game at the moment. I don't feel like it's as bad as Artale ever was, but I do feel that it's not living up to its potential right now. But that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It'll grow and get fixed over time. Full inventory again. What are you gonna do, right? What are you gonna do? Bote can do what he wants, but like, I'm sure he can kind of feel that the game is kind of stagnating right now because of how the game is right now. I think it really should be Bowmaster, and it should be hold up. Bowmaster, Corsair, Bowmaster, Corsair, Night Lord, Ice Lightning, Fire Poison, and then Dark Knight. I think Dark Knight is kind of not in a bad position by any means when compared to the other classes. It's the weakest warrior, but it's still doing better than the classes I just mentioned. Like, it's still doing better than those. The Sayer, any Sayer main that says they're doing okay in solo is smoking copium. Sayer doesn't become even okay in solo until you hit 170, and that's not right. You can't get the EXP anyone else is getting until like 170. And yeah, after 170 they become relatively decent. But it takes fucking 50 levels on top of getting to 120. No. You should be decent by 130 and good by 140. No matter your class. But it takes you 170. No. Yeah, most of the time they are fairly high level. But they're just, like, it's just not a good class by any means. You're pretty good in nudies, because nudies have fixed spawn locations and that kind of thing. But, like, the moment other maps come out that just aren't optimal for a wide, not tall attack, which is most of everything in Temple of Time, by the way. Everything in Temple of Time, all the real endgame maps, are not good for Corsair. The moment those come out, guess what? Get fucked, Corsair. Guess what you're back to, Corsair? You're gonna be spamming flamethrower again. Was it fun playing with your torpedoes for 100 levels? Well, buckle up, Buttercup. Now it's time to go back to your third job staple and use flamethrower on everything because your fucking other skill is useless here. I love Corsair. Corsair's great. I don't like their torpedo gameplay. I don't like the ship. I like Flamethrower a lot. Flamethrower was a lot of fun. I would have much rather had Blunderbuss. I would have much rather had it be that you use recoil shot and go backwards with your ship and not go forwards. That way there's no disparity. And if you do go forwards with the ship with the double jump on the ship, instead make it so you can the ship is a toggle instead of a use skill. So you can toggle it off so you can get away from bosses easier. Like there's a lot of things that could be done with Corsair that just aren't. And Corsair just feels bad to play in 4th job. You know? It's too bad. It's too bad. Don't get me started on Bowmaster. Bowmaster fucking sucks. Their 4th job mobbing skill feels bad to use, looks bad, and sucks. I'd much rather use the 3rd job skill, but guess what? It's not good because they got rid of the buffs to the 3rd job skill, so now you can't even use that in 4th job, which is unfortunate because I'd love to use that instead because it's just better in every way. Just get rid of the 4th job skill entirely and just buff the 3rd job skill. Make it bigger in 4th job. Make it bigger and hit harder. Made the bad decisions. No, it's fine. I have a Bowmaster. I have a Corsair. I have an Ice Lightning Mage, as you can see. Like, they're all fun classes to play. I think Bowmaster and Corsair are the weakest ones to play right now in general. I have a Dark Knight as well. That was my first class. I made it because I want to play an Aran. So I'm using it to fund my Aran. Essentially. I also have what? I have a Hero, and Hero is fucking great. I have a Brawler, fucking Buccaneer. They're also great. You know? I have a Bowmaster, and Bowmaster fucking sucks after 4th job. You know. I've posted my opinions on the forums a lot, and I've tried to make it been very vocal about it. I'm glad Marksmen are decent. Marksmen are okay. They could use a bit of a buff as well, to be honest. Like the only reason why Rex parties pick marksman is because they're the slightly better choice over bowman, and they have sharp eyes as well. If marksman didn't have sharp eyes, they'd pick bowmaster. But because they both have sharp eyes, they pick marksman because it's marginally better. They're both relatively weak. The only classes that are actually strong are, like, right now it's the two holy classes, hero and cleric. Or not hero, paladin and cleric. Only because everything is weak to holy, but they're still good in endgame even after that. Hero is good, and then, like, cleric, of course. Shadower is fucking ridiculous. Buccaneer just has a shit ton of, like, pull and stuff, and just has all the good buffs. Basically, every class other than paladin, hero, and bishop right now is a support class. Oh, okay. Paladin, bishop, hero, and shadower. Every other class is a support class. And yeah, I don't think you should go get so sweaty just to do okay EXP rates, right? Now, this is kind of a fault of Rex's as well. Rex's do need to be nerfed a bit. But, I mean, doesn't matter. Ow. Doesn't matter. In my opinion. On this account, we have the Ice Lightning Mage, we have the Buccaneer, and we have the Hero. On the other account, we have our Dark Knight, we have our Bowmaster, and we have our Corsair. When we get more character slots, hopefully we get 6 per account. I'm gonna make this account to have the rest of the mages and Night Lord. My other account is gonna go with oh, I'm sorry. This account is the rest of the mages and paladin. My other account is gonna have both thieves, and I don't know if I'm gonna make. I don't know if I'm actually gonna make a Night Lord. I might make the the marksman and skip Night Lord. And if I do make Night Lord, then I'm gonna skip marksman, because if we only get 6 character slots, then I'm gonna be saving that last character slot for Aran. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be saving that last character slot for Aran. Just you, but you'd rather farm things when you level, even if it's less EXP. You've done Rex once, and it's a bit boring. Yeah, and you need party optimal to beat 215 mil anyway. Yeah, for sure. But you got to go really sweaty to get 215 mil. Rexes are very strong. They should be nerfed a little bit. I think the only thing that should make Rexes stronger than anything else is, you know, holy symbol and maybe the dice. Maybe. But, they should be about on par with other training areas. Like, solo class should be fine. Obviously, the other classes need to be fixed. I think Dark Knight is kind of in a bad spot, obviously. Which is why you see, like, parties pop up for endgame bossing at Papulatus. I know it's not really endgame, but it's endgame right now. Where it's just, like, fucking 2 heroes, 2 paladins, fucking, 2 heroes, 2 paladins, marksman, and a, like, buccaneer or something. Like, just the other warriors are just so dominant comparatively. They're so dominant comparatively, and I love Dark Knight. I think it's the coolest warrior class in terms of what they get. What their attacks look like. Paladin looks pretty rad too, with the giant fucking hammer you swing. That's really rad, but, like, come on, how are you gonna beat the looks of the Dark Knight attack? Yeah, hero is like double DK DPS, maybe even a bit over that. Yeah, for sure. Not that hero shouldn't be over double or whatever. I don't think they should be that big of a difference. I think hero should be the bigger DPS, because then why would you bring a hero when you could bring a Dark Knight? Because Dark Knight buffs everyone, makes so you can bring stronger classes like Night Lord, stronger single target classes like Night Lord. Because guess what? You can use Holy Symbol, but instead you just do more DPS by bringing 2 Paladins and 2 Heroes. Fucking, you know, not, you don't even need the extra thing. So, the gap is kind of big, yeah, for sure. But, on the other end, if they release Aran, I don't give a fuck about anything else. The moment Aran comes out, I don't give a singular fuck. Like, Hero, Dark Knight, I don't care. I'm an Aran. Aran can hit Aran's attacks can hit like pool noodles, and I'll still main it. You know, Aran can be the worst class in the game, and I'll still be an Aran main every day. Absolutely. That's how much I like Aran. There's nowhere you can officially play Aran right now. Nowhere. Modern Maple Stories Aran is a mage now for some reason. Plus, I wouldn't touch Modern Maple Story with a 10-foot pole anymore. Not after Inkwell got in charge. And anyone who thinks Inkwell is going to be doing a good job any point in time, because he hasn't been, and he won't be. Anyone that thinks he might be is smoking good shit, like fucking the best shit you can get your hands on or something. Level 97, by the way. Because he ain't gonna do shit. No fucking way. Thank you. We started at level 92 today. We're at 97 already. So yeah, Inkwell ain't gonna do shit. He's just gonna make the game worse on purpose, which he has been consistently. What else? Oh yeah, and so there's nowhere to play Aran legally. There's like 1 or 2 private servers that I know of. I think 1 that has Aran specifically, and I would love to play it. I'd love to play that private server, but you can't stream private servers. You get banned for streaming private servers, and I mean my account would be banned. I'm not even gonna say the private server's name, but I would love to try it because it sounds fucking great. They go up to level 300. You could it has like end game bosses from modern Maple Story, but it's still an old school server. It's a version 83, version 0.83. They made King of the Hill WD-49. That's very funny. You miss the old one you played, but devs were jerks, so you're somewhat glad it's gone. Oh, it's gone. Yeah. There was a modern one that was pretty cool. I don't remember it. I don't remember the name of it, but no longer exists either, and I'm a little bit sad about that because it was a lot of fun when it was out. I would have played it instead of regular modern. Shorts chat isn't showing up on stream? Should be. Oh. For some reason it wasn't monitored. Fix it though. Oh wow, Sangros was here talking about stuff. Hey Sangros, welcome in. Sorry about that. Problem with Rex. Let's see. We had a lot of people here. Chaos, blah, 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 whatever. Problem with Rex is it's only viable training spot for warriors, more than double XP than other alternatives, while supplying the most resources in the other form of Chaos and Meso. Yeah, for sure. More vouchers per hour farming Rex than you get Meso per plus voucher farming any solo map while getting 10 times the Chaos crystals. Yeah, for sure, right? Like, yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. You're right, Sangros. Rex ain't great. I mean, Rex is really good for EXP otherwise, and it's only really good for certain classes, which is unfortunate. I think it really just highlights the disparity of the game right now. It's just kind of in this weird teeter-tottery state that needs fixes. I think mostly right now it needs fixes on the classes that are kind of struggling. So the like 5 or 6 I mentioned, the two mages that aren't cleric, Dark Knight, I mean, like, obviously, Ice Lightning is still... Or not Ice Lightning. Wreck should be amazing EXP and bad for resources. Or the other way around, making it amazing for resources but bad EXP. I kind of agree with that a little bit. Here, okay, I had a more nuanced idea for Rexes and for future training maps like Rexes. Okay, here's my opinion. By the way, I'm gonna say it again. Thank you for letting me know Shorts chat wasn't showing up on screen, Kraz. I didn't even know. That was my bad. I know why it happened too. That was my bad. Here's my take on how Rexes should be done and how future training maps should be done as well, like that, like party training. It should be an NPC, not a portal. You talk to the NPC and they send you to this party training map, and it's treated like a party quest with a time limit. Let's say the time limit is 30 minutes, and you can go in as many times as you want. You don't get any EXP from any of the mobs, okay, until the training is over. And then it's tallied based on the number of mobs killed, and everyone gets the same EXP rate. And it should be about as well. So as long as you can full clear the map every time, or kill enough mobs during the time in the party quest, you'll be getting optimal EXP like you are getting now. I think the EXP that you get from it should be affected by Holy Symbol and the dice. If you have a party member with Holy Symbol and you have a party member with dice and they use those during the party quest, it does affect the EXP you get at the end. And I don't think there should be any drops, and if there are drops, it should be like very tailored, specific drops, and they are distributed at the end of the party quest. And that should just be how it is for every single area like that. It's a party quest room. You can fit multiple parties in it. With no like limits on the map. That way the only limit is being able to get into a map with enough players for it, essentially. And reward vouchers per kill. Trade vouchers for Meso, Chaos, and other spell vouchers. I agree with that, right? I think that would be the more balanced way to approach it. Yeah. You like that as well, Puka? Yeah. Like I think that's a more balanced way to approach party training maps in general, making them less dominant than they are, making it so classes that just don't really get that many kills can still be really valuable to parties. Like, as long as you got the guys that are just like really dominating the map in general. You can have lesser valuable classes in there, and everyone would still get the same EXP. It's really just based on kill count and not based on EXP count. And also that means you could get rid of having them be like super strong, whatever the fuck. You could make them relatively weaker than they are now, because it's not about killing the mobs for the EXP. It's about how many mobs are killed during the time limit. You can target, you can target farm whatever you want by selecting XP Meso voucher cast. I agree with that. Yeah. I don't think it should all be separate like that, but basically, yeah. I don't think there should be a contribution rating. Obviously, the difficult part would be clear the map equals spawns new wave of mobs. Each progressively gets stronger. There was a mini game like that on Modern MapleStory for a long time. I forget what it was called. I think it still exists. It's just no one uses it anymore because it's bad EXP now. They got power creeped. But I could see something like that as like a challenge thing at some point. I feel like the way that I described it was it's just based on kill count makes sense, but you could have multiple versions of this kind of thing in different areas that do different things, and one of them could be that you clear the map, monsters get stronger, progressively get stronger, and like instead of it being like you get EXP per mob killed, you get EXP per wave you got to. You get like every wave gives an amount of EXP based on its difficulty, and then if you beat the final wave, it's kind of like a raid. That'd be an interesting way to do a raid in MapleStory. You know, you'd make it like a raid. So it'd be less of a it'd be a training area with a boss at the end. It'd basically just be a party quest, but the party quest is waves of enemies, and then at the end is a boss. It wouldn't need to be like a really hard boss like Zakum or whatever, but I think like a mini boss. Think like Ellen Forest PQ, you know, with like the poison boss at the end, that kind of thing. There's a lot of cool things you can do with this idea. There's a lot of variations you can do with this idea, like that one. Magic cancel mobs, high physical damage mobs that are fast need to be CC'd. High damage mobs that need to be sealed for sure, right? There's a lot of like variety you could do in these kinds of things in different areas, like for like variety, and make things different. I think making this kind of mechanic way too fun or way too engaging or way too good could disrupt balance in the game of solo to party play. But I feel like both ways just described, kill count maps where it's a party quest where at the end of the time period everyone's kicked out. If you don't contribute to killing things, you don't get EXP. You have to be within some kind of like you can't get leech EXP, essentially. No leeching. As one, another one being like a raid setting, another one being like the monsters get harder over time with like different mechanics and things. Like there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, but you keeping in mind the disparity between the different kinds of things you can do in the game, because there's a lot of people who just like training solo. You can do the same thing and make solo maps like that too. You could make solo maps do the same thing too. There could be solo versions of things like this. You think just limiting it to one, where it's the go-to strat for any one specific thing prevents it from being overpowered. So like it's only EXP, so it's gonna eat your potions. Like it's really good EXP, but it's gonna consume your potions. Yeah, true. That makes sense. Game name? This is Chrono Story. You can find it on Maple Story World, Shade. I mean, I think the main Meso map everyone is hoping for in the future would be MP3. Over in Singapore by the ghost ship. MP3 is like the main Meso making map from memory, and I feel like everyone would like that specifically to exist. And I really do think it should exist. I think that particular map should be Meso boosted and everything, and just have that be the Meso map like everyone wants. MP3. So I think rather than having party quest things that can do Mesa per hour, I think that would be the Meso map, right? It should be like a solo experience or like a small party experience, and not like that kind of thing where you have a lot of, you know, people doing this party quest over and over to get Meso, because that can get really tedious too. But I get what you mean, yeah. I did stream Deltarune yesterday, and we're also gonna stream Deltarune later tonight too. Bunny will be back tonight, and we're gonna do something later tonight. This is my early stream, and then we're gonna do another stream tonight. So if you want Deltarune content, Shade, I'll be back probably in like 5 or 6 hours from now when we do Deltarune. We're gonna finish out chapter 4 and maybe start chapter 5. Hello, Zelda. Welcome back. Maybe I should make that as a suggestion. The suggestions area of Discord. Actually, post that as a full suggestion. The party quest idea for grinding maps. Level 98, by the way, level 98. More intelligence. I must get smarter. Such a fun looking skill. Ooh, that's not that good. That Rex party looking for a marksman. We got a Pat party looking for a buccaneer. A Shadower looking for a Rex party. I mean, look at that. That kind of really just shows what classes are actually popular right now. And it's really just based on the changes that were made. I think a lot of classes could be put back into the frying pan and like remade, essentially, a little bit, and at least in 4th job. Night Lord needs a revamp. Bowmaster needs a revamp. I don't think I think Dark Knight doesn't need a revamp. It just needs a buff. Get rid of the scaling damage and it'll be fine, probably. And like something about its abilities not working on a boss because you get one shot. You don't have enough HP. Something like that. What are the classes? Ice Lightning Mage doesn't need a revamp per se, but it needs something to make it more enticing. Same with Fire Poison for party play specifically. Not that they're not good by themselves. They're both very competent by themselves for the most part. Ice Lightning needs a little bit of TLC, but after 4th job. But what's the goal of this game? Level up. Do bosses. Gear. Have fun with friends. That kind of thing. It's a fun game. Itchy leg. Okay. Because there's stuff I would like for a lot of the class to be fixed. Obviously, if Aran was out, I wouldn't really care that much. Like, do what you want to whatever class, Bote, I don't care. If Aran's out, then whatever. Eventually, we'll probably get Sickness Knights. Eventually, we'll get, you know, Aran. Eventually, we'll probably get, like, Dual Blade and Evan. Who knows, you know? My favorite version is .83 because that's when Aran came out. So, but I've done my opinions on all the other classes. Now it's my time of being like, yeah, I've already given you all my opinions on how you could fix these classes, and I might do them again over on Discord every once in a while, just like in the general chat when people are talking about it, or in a chat, whatever. If I've tested the class, which I've tested 6 out of 12 of them. 6 out of 12 of them. All the way to, like, 130. Except for this one. This one getting to 130, but still. This would be the 6th. So, I'm happy giving opinions on them again if need be, but generally speaking, you know, I've already made clear what my opinions on them are, so I don't mind telling you guys, but I'm not going to do it on the Discord again. Not for, like, the 3rd time. Instead, I'd rather advocate for Aran at some point. Relatively soon, hopefully. Sometime after the new year, probably. I'd hope. That'd be my hope, at least. Already 50% way to 99. Goal for today is 100. Goal for today is level 100. We'll probably get to 99 before the 2-hour mark. And level 100 not long after that. Boop, 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 boop. Whoop. There goes my keyboard again. That's what I get for tapping it. Fuck you, computer. Oh, I gotta do this. Yeah, I know. There we go. Gotta get a new USB for this thing. Keyboard's a fucking bitch sometimes. Boo, doo, doo, boo, boo, boo. Have a sip of water. Welcome back, Kraz. Welcome back. Back to the world of the dumbass. Ooh. What kind of stuff were you doing, my friend? What kind of stuff were you doing? Anything you care to share with the class? Scrolling on Instagram? Doom scrolling, as it were? I gotcha. Understandable. I partake in the doom scroll every once in a while. I try not to, though. I try not to for the most part, and I get sucked back in. I end up getting sucked off. You know, Kraz, funnily enough, the last couple of days I haven't been getting sucked into doom scrolling. Instead, I've been making a D&D subclass, one that you would like. I'm making a gunslinger subclass for ranger. A gunslinger subclass for ranger, because it doesn't exist. And it's all over the screen. Yeah. Gunslinger subclass for ranger, yeah. I think it's pretty good. I call it outlaw. I think it's pretty good. I have a ranger remake though. I remade ranger into my own thing. Because ranger's relatively weak. In fact, it's very weak. It's not that weak. Some of the subclasses can make it okay, but like you have to pick specific subclasses. I've made gunslinger classes before. I made a gunslinger class for paladin that was okay. I thought it was a decent design for a paladin, because paladins can't usually use ranged weapons. So making a gunslinger paladin was kind of interesting. I made a gunslinger rogue that wasn't specifically like a cowboy. Actually, I have made a cowboy one. I made a cowboy rogue, and I made a non-cowboy rogue. They were both gunslingers. Over the years of doing D&D stuff, the main one that I remember the most was like a musketeer one. So you used them like a musket. And then I had made a gunslinger for ranger before, the ranger class that I remade, and it was on there, and I was looking at it, I was like, I'm not really happy with it. Originally the ranger subclass that I made was called Desperado, but I decided against that name and went with outlaw to make it a little bit more generic. A little more generic. In a way. The Desperado was interesting in that it wasn't specifically used like a 6-shooter. The idea behind it was like you would switch between 3 different weapons for different types of gameplay. You'd have a shotgun, you'd have a rifle, and you'd have a handgun, and you'd swap between them depending on what you want to do specifically, or depending on the situation, you can use all 3 in one combat. And it was decent, but it was too complicated. I wanted to simplify it down into you get a 6-shooter, and these are the things you do. And I think it's pretty good. I wanted also to have more of a balance between combat and non-combat, because a lot of my subclasses that I make tend to be very combat heavy, especially when they're marshals, which makes sense because marshals are weak in 5th edition. But I wanted to have a nice balance between the two. Yeah. So as out of combat stuff, like being able to brew potions. In this case, you're putting together like herbs and things that you found in the wilderness to make potions. So you're like an outdoorsy type character. You get the spell Find Steed at level 5. That's when rangers get 2nd level spells. Find Steed is normally a paladin spell, not a ranger spell. And lets you create a horse. lets you summon a horse. You can summon other animals than a horse, but ostensibly you're summoning your seed. You know, gunsy stuff. Fuck yeah, yeah. The Desperado didn't get the ability to summon a horse until level like 9 rather than level 5, because instead of giving it the 2nd level spell Find Steed, I had it have the arguably stronger spell like Phantom Steed, which is a stronger spell, but it's 3rd level and it's not permanent. Phantom Steed is a really good spell in 5th edition. It lasts an hour once you cast it, and it creates a horse that has double the movement speed of a normal horse. However, if it dies, it doesn't immediately disappear. It disappears after 1 minute. but if it dies, it disappears after a minute, which is kind of annoying, especially considering the higher level spell slot and the short duration. Find Steed just lasts until it dies, and then you can resummon it. And you get it at earlier levels, so. Phantom Steed is more fun, but you don't usually, like, it's less fun because you get it at way higher levels. So, like, at higher levels, if you're a high-level character, Phantom Steed would be the more fun choice. But the more consistent choice is Find Steed instead of Phantom Steed. That's why I went that way. I won't go over mechanics, though, because in terms of the class, because you've never played D&D. I don't want to bore you. About taking shots and more actions and shit that it gets. I think it's well balanced. I haven't figured out a capstone for it, though. The level 15 feature, I haven't figured that out. But I've been working on it, because I like it. Those of you that are coming in for the first time for the Chrono Story stuff, welcome in. Sorry I've been talking about D&D for the last 5 minutes. 10 minutes. I figured I should tell Kraz about his favorite cowboys. Not that it's actually his favorite. His favorite would be like giant robots. There's already a mecha class in 5th edition, so technically. It's not very good. In fact, it's relatively terrible. But there is a mecha class in 5th edition. Yeah, I know. Fuck. It's bad? Damn it. Yeah. Artificer, one of its subclasses gets essentially like a transformer tank that it can summon. But it doesn't really become decent until high levels, and even then it's pretty bad in comparison to other things you could play. Like no. I have never seen anyone. Yeah, like you make a transformer pilotable, like a pilotable tank transformer type dealy, like robot, whatever, and you can use it as like a suit of armor plus other things, and it's like it's cool, like thematically. But I'll be real, I've never seen... I've played D&D for 12 years, and I have never seen anyone ever willingly play an Artificer. Because they're not good. They made Artificer really weak in 5th edition. Which is too bad. Ads. Yep. Ads. Yeah, I've never seen anyone willingly play an Artificer in 5th edition. You can always build more stuff, not mechanically in the game you can't. Mechanically in the game limits you to having one transformer tank and one turret. And even though logistically speaking you're correct, Zen, you could logistically you could make more than one turret and more than one tank and have them remote controlled and things. And if your DM is fucking rad, you could have a very powerful Artificer on your hands. If you have the materials, the time, and the thing, I'm sure a dungeon master out there has let a artillerist Artificer make, you know, a bunch of turrets, mount them to their fucking tank robot, and then made multiple of tank robots, said tank robots. But like, because of the mechanics of the game, it limits you to one turret, one tank robot, and then it's like, and then you're a half caster, which makes it make you bad. If it was a full caster and it had all that, it'd be fine. But it's a half caster, so it's not super strong. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Zen. 110% I agree with you. But 5th edition doesn't always make sense, and to balance the game, they tried to balance it that way. And it could have been balanced that way, making it so you can only have one of each. And then using magic logic, using a combination of magic and technology to, like, swing it back around to making sense, kind of. But they used backwards logic to make it make sense, and then they also made it way too weak. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. It's a cool concept for a class, Artificer. It's been out since like 2016, and they never really fix it. It's always been like the weakest class in the game. Like, it's a caster class. Caster classes should be really strong, but Artificer is basically the weakest class in the game. Technically, the weakest class in the game is like Rogue or Monk, because they're both like non-casters that aren't very good marshals either. But like, and Artificer does have uses, mostly really good out of combat uses, and then they can make magic items. So like some magic items they can make are pretty good. Like you make a bag of holding. In fact, you can make 2 bags of holding, and you can become a nuke by putting 1 bag of holding inside another bag of holding and sacrificing yourself by getting yourself fucking killed by doing that and killing a boss if you wanted to do that. But like, I've never seen anyone willingly play an Artificer. It's just not a good class, you know? I'm sure the one Artificer fan out there is like, hey, I play Artificer, I love Artificer, but like, no, I can't, just based on the mechanics of how the class works, it's too complicated to go in and just fix it, you know? It has too many shortcomings and too many things that could be broken if you tweaked them in any which way. It just makes it this like glass build of a thing that's really only good if you're playing in a campaign where there just isn't that much combat. You know, if you're playing in a geopolitical campaign where the main point of playing that D&D game is politics, and the people that you fight in the game aren't exactly powerful, an Artificer would be fucking rad in one of those games. Just like how someone could play a bard, and someone could play, you know, a rogue, and someone would play, like, you know, a paladin or a fighter or something like that to kind of round out the group, or maybe a cleric. Like, not that the classes I just mentioned are weak. Cleric is the strongest class in the game in 5th edition, because they buffed the fuck out of it to make it anyone want to play it. Still, no one wants to play it. Like, it's so strong. But like, why can't they make it? Logic be damned. It also kind of is in this gray area of like theme in Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is supposed to be kind of this like game of medieval fantasy almost, right? Dragons and dungeons and elves and dwarves and like kingdoms and whatnot. Artificer kind of combines that with like not cyberpunk, but like steampunk a little bit. I agree with that, Zen. I think it does make sense to exist, but it would be really hard to make a class like that work properly. I could probably like I've made full classes before. I could probably make a pretty good technology-based class. But if I was to do a tech-based class, I would make it so the class itself is a tinkerer. I would make it so it's a little disconnected from magic. There'd be a little bit of magic in there, but you wouldn't be making magic items by any means. And I feel like the subclasses would need to be like, cool, you either make big robots or you like there's the big robot class that makes big robots. There's the class that creates like tools and like guns and like artillery and things of that nature. And then there'd be the subclass that makes like the non-combat-y kind of subclass that's also good in like a geopolitical game. There's always going to be one of those, like the mastermind rogue or the I know there's a barbarian for this. I can't think of it off the top of my head. Insert any bard subclass here. Mecha isn't that far out after all. Shit like kings and knights and magic. The problem is dungeon masters not wanting to have like they design this world and the player character's like, I want to play this artificer that makes giant robots, and it's like, okay, either the DM now has to like really tweak their game to make that work in their universe if they're playing a universe that they made, Generally speaking, that's the case. Or they had already intended for stuff like that to already exist. I'm happy with whatever. If a player of mine wanted to have giant robots, they can have giant robots. It's fine. But like, because I usually design my worlds to be pretty inclusive of whatever you want to play, and I can work around whatever you want to do. But like, even so, no one plays Artificer because it's just so weak, you know. Not that it's like it's a great class if it's a very low combat setting, you know. It's really good for like escapes. It's really good for like weaker enemies. I mean, like if you're in a non-optimized weak group where everyone's kind of a role player, an Artificer would be a rad character choice. But in a power gaming group, it needs a lot. I would much rather make like a class that can make mech suits or some shit, you know? I'd rather make my own class. You know? Like I made a superhero class. You know? It's not really a superhero class, but the way it's set up is the way the wording and design of it, it's a superhero class essentially. Okay? It's a superhero class. Your gadget guy is cool though, absolutely, right? There's a couple gadget classes, and they can be fine, and they're decent in a party. The problem is they just don't really do much in combat. It's set. They can set combat up for the players. I made a better gadget class than WotC did. Basically, is what I'm saying. I made a class that is a full caster. And the way that they do it is, at a certain level, you're making spell scrolls, is what you're doing. And you can give those spell scrolls to your party, and they can use them because one of your skills in the class lets other characters that don't know casting be able to use spell scrolls. Because in base D&D, unless you are the class that can cast that scroll, you can't use that scroll, which is dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. A lot of DMs just let people use scrolls if you want to. This class mechanically lets people use their scrolls. So you're basically the gadget guy. You're making gadgets for your party with spell scrolls, essentially. But no. If I was to do something, I'd make like a mecha class or something like that. You know. I forget what I was saying. I was saying something. I was gonna say something else. What was I gonna say? I know it was something about scrolls and not scrolls, but like classes in some way. I forget. The right game. I'm level 100, by the way. We got to level 100 a minute ago. I was talking, so I didn't see it. So DMs, it was before that. I got into that little tangent when I thought of the thing I wanted to say, but then I forgot what I wanted to say. I know that my train of thought went to the Dungeon Master's train with allowing scrolls and things. It was before that. It was before I really got into like the other class that I made. But yeah, I've never seen anyone play an Artificer. If I was in a low magic setting with, or like not low magic, but like a low danger setting with a lot of like politics and a lot of role play, I think an Artificer would be a fine choice. In fact, I'd probably pick an Artificer or a Bard. You'll let me go? You're leaving, Zen? Well, thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming. Have a nice rest of your day. I'll be back later tonight with more Deltarune. We lost a follower just now somehow. I don't know who. On Twitch. We gained one and we lost one. Oh well. Who was it? It was probably Squid. I don't know. Whoever Smeltarune, Deltarune for sure. It just went down. It's fine. It's fine. We'll get to 400 followers eventually. Eventually. It'll happen. I swear. In my weird mind, I feel like 400 to 500 followers on Twitch is when it starts kind of getting more real. 100 between 1 and 100, it feels like cool. You're just kind of starting out. 100 to like 3 to like 400 is when it like becomes like cool. I'm like in this lower echelon where it's like cool. I'm still kind of small, but I'm growing. And then once you get over to like 300 plus or like 400 plus, it becomes like, oh, that's more real. We're getting damn close to my initial real goal. My goal ever since we hit 100 subs, 100 followers, by the way, 420. 420 has been my goal for a year. More than a year. We had 100 subs by you know. Our real goal, though, technically speaking, the real goal is to catch up to the stream count, the stream number. We're on stream number, what, 458, which means we'd have to catch up to that. We're like almost 100 away. We're always like 100 behind now, essentially. We got damn close at one point. Damn close at one point. Ba-doo. Ba-doo-doo-doo. By the way, if you're coming in for the first time for the Chrono Story stuff, I stream every day. Every day, by the way. Every day. You gotta do something for a sec. Well, welcome back. Welcome back, Kraz. I was just talking at no one, because no one from the Chrono Story side really speaks. There's a few people that come in and speak. We have a few people that have followed that are vocal. But that's okay. I appreciate all y'all lurking, just listening to what I'm talking about while probably playing Chrono Story or possibly at work, whatever you're doing. I don't know what you guys are doing. I can't read your minds. I can't see what's on your screens. Probably watching porn, right? Definitely, right? Definitely. Everyone that plays Chrono Story is a gooner, absolutely. Dumbest statement. Okay, let's go sell this inventory that's full again. Don't we all? You're right. You're so right. Oh, Charismatic Convoy is so right. I can't believe it. Always getting the shitty fucking overalls for the pirate here. Like they're always shit. They're always normal or never blue, never purple. Always fucking that. It's terrible. It's fucking luck of the draw, but goddamn. God damn. When will it ever be decent? Shark. Woo. 366064. 366064. Blah blah blah. Oh, I just had a lie detector test on in game. The game will after a certain amount of time of grinding, a lot of the time it'll give you a lie detector test. You have to, it gives you like a jumbled up number prompt. You have to type it into the little bar that pops up, and then if you succeed, you don't get banned. It has like 3 strikes. If you don't answer at all, or you get it completely wrong 3 times, you're banned for like a month or something like that. Something like that. I'm not sure. I've seen someone get banned like that, but Twiz, I think. Twiz got banned like that for a bit. He's not here right now, but. By the way, if you're new here, don't forget to leave a follow. I'd appreciate it. We're lurker friendly, so it won't dox you or nothing. It won't like have your name pop up on my screen, and I won't be here reading it out loud, unless you want me to. In which case, you can say something after you follow. It'd be cool. I play a ton of Chrono Story. I'll play MapleStory Classic World when it comes out. I don't know for how long, but I'll definitely play it when it comes out. Definitely, definitely. Can you believe it's already almost August? It's already basically August. Before we know it, it's gonna be Halloween again. And then Christmas. And we're all gonna be like, what the fuck happened? Time warp. My wife's birthday is in September though, so I'll have to keep that in mind. I gotta get her a birthday present. Time is going by fast. Yep, it is. It definitely is, Kraz. It definitely is. Do you feel old yet? I'm old. I'm old, yep. I'm old. At least I can kind of replicate Kara's old man. After a bit of practice, I can kind of get it. 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 Kinda. Boo 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 boo. Do 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 do. This music in particular, this RuneScape music, makes me remember when I was a kid wanting to play wanting to play RuneScape, old school RuneScape at the time. And I really just wandered around, picked stuff up, killed some shit. I never really had any goals back then, and that was a lot of fun back then. Now it's not. Now you gotta have some kind of goal. Which is unfortunate. Now our goal is to die happy and comfortable. You're right. That's true. He's right, you know. Charismatic Convoy over here is right, you know. If you weren't aware. If you were not aware. God, I can't wait until level 120 on this character when I can use Chain Lightning. Chain Lightning is rad. This skill is fine, but Chain Lightning just like puts it to shame. It's too good. You're pretty happy these days. I'm glad to hear it, Kraz. I'm glad to hear it. I try to help as much as I can, generally speaking. So I'm glad that it's turning out good in your area of the heart. Hell yeah. Love to hear it. But as we know, it's about... I got my goal. I got a little bit above my goal, actually. So I gotta say, thank you guys for coming to the stream. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a follow here on Twitch. A like and a subscribe here on YouTube, wherever you're at. I stream every single day. We're gonna stream again later tonight. We're gonna have Bunny here. So we're gonna do some Deltarune later. I'll probably be back tomorrow early again, and then maybe late again. Almost definitely late again. We'll do both 2 streams in a row tomorrow as well, likely, unless my wife gets called off work. I only do 1 stream a day if my wife doesn't work, because then I only stream at night. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Goodbye.